Welcome back, guys. Left cheek, aka Dustin.
Right cheek, aka Kevin.
You already know who we are. You already know what it's about. And what we got.
Do they though?
They know who we are.
Okay.
They got to know who we are.
All right.
If you don't know, you better
Now
ask
you
somebody.
know.
Or now you know. So we've been waiting on this artist for a hot minute, have we not?
Yeah, we have.
I'm glad to see that this is out. Don't know a whole lot on the other individual. You know, let's just
Same. I've heard some stuff from. Yeah, let's just it's Token and Ren. Okay, we had to do it, but I've heard some stuff from Token, but nothing like that'll, I guess, keep me following up with his music. What I've heard so far from him, I mean, it's not bad. I like it.
And
He's kind of like along the lines of
a white joiner.
no, I mean kind of like Hobson a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they do more like the serious type of
The
rap.
rap.
Yeah. Like NF. You know what I mean? I'm not comparing styles or skills. I'm just saying they're along those lines,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to get all
Ah,
NF hurt,
yeah, I'm not getting NF hurt. I just think NF's on a whole different ball field.
I'm just saying, it's kind of along those lines, But I
And-
also can do the little funny stuff too.
Yeah, and if you guys see something going on with the green screen back here, I changed some lighting, and I'm regretting it because now we have a shadow that's like right here, so you won't see it in just a moment. I promise. I mean, when I say just a moment, I mean like bam, you can't see it no more.
All right, it says Token and Ren. What does your love look like?
What does your love look like?
Hell if I know. Let's go.
All right.
We're about to find out.
I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
Sorry.
What does your love look like? What does your love look like? As much as I do wanna love you, I feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we feel safer in. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load up. Taking the load up. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn, I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right.
I don't think she passed away.
Well, I don't know. It kind of sounds like it does to me.
I don't think she passed away. I think
She just left.
yes.
Are you sure?
I think so. Go
Yeah.
back it up.
Yeah,
It's
y'all
fine.
gotta let
It's
me know,
fine. Keep
like-
backing it up. Keep backing it up. It's fine. They'll be okay. Keep backing it up. A little more.
Right there.
A little more. Because he's talking about how his parents. So,
They loved.
yeah, like
Token?
Yeah,
My
let's go.
son don't want to hear.
Feel like we're speaking two different languages. Your house had a gate and mine had instigated, so that's the environment we feel safer in. You thought it was crazy how long that it took me to tell you I love you, like that was the weirdest. I only heard dad say I love you with mom in the room when he went back to singing his lyrics. So how could you blame me, cause you always choose to. You always choose to. You wanna know where I be at all the time, but that's not what I'm used to. Not what I'm used to. You knew where your dad was at work or he's home when he's taking the load up. Taking the load up. I didn't know where until 1:24 the day I got that phone call. And I let the phone drop. I'm trying to be my best to be a gentleman. I'm trying to learn, I never had the chance. I still look to my manager, but he gon' teach me how to be a rapper before a good man. I grew up afraid to find a letter on mama's dresser telling us goodbye. I'm used to it all, so you don't gotta hold back and cry. But I gotta tell you why I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
see.
All right. So there's just not enough info in that skit. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe she just like left and
I think that his parents were. It looks like maybe his parents were separated.
or separating.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
separating. Yeah. And he said that, I mean, he didn't say that she left a note. He said that, you know, it was one of those where it's like, oh, I wonder if, you know, basically like if my mom will ever leave a note saying that she's, you know, that she's gone. You know what I mean? He never said specifically that she left a note. He said he was wondering,
on 124.
He said he was wondering when my mom would leave a note.
Y'all gonna have to let us know the background on that one.
Yeah.
Or I'll probably look it up. But I've heard some of Token's stuff. I've never heard him actually do, in my opinion, like when I say like a serious ballad, or not a ballad, but like a serious song. I've heard him rap seriously, but I've never heard him rap on and again, I don't know a lot of his stuff, so I never heard him rap on like a personal thing.
Okay.
I don't know if you have, but I haven't.
I may have, but it's been a while since I've listened to anything from Token. But then again, he last I heard, he had been taking a break. So, which, you know, if that's what he needs, you know, to like, you know, take a break. And
So, real quick before REN starts, I'm already getting chills, but that's weird. But I did see a live stream where Token had done, and they like, I think it was a live stream, or he may have live streamed. I saw the video, but anyways, he was talking about like how, remembering lyrics and like his memory and how his brain doesn't function like a normal brain.
Yeah.
And all this crazy shit, and talking about like how he just comes out with it. That was an interesting video. And maybe, like you said, he took that break. Maybe he's coming back. I wouldn't say with a vengeance, but maybe he's gonna come back with more, not just lyrical content, but more content like connectable content.
Yeah.
I mean, look who he's coming back with, bro.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know. And this is a matchup. So I need you to back it up. Just, yep. No. That's too far. Right there. That's fine.
Change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
I'm not right for you, but I won't get up and leave. Cause I hate the pain that has colored my veins, that is present in solitary. What does your love look like? Does it look black and white? Is it your kryptonite? Do all your demons get louder at night and the voices get softened when we're intertwined? I've been going to therapy lately, cause the cause and the fact made me hate thee. The way that I feel when the loving gets real, cause I just wanna run and escape thee. Pressure that paints me, pressure of safety, pressures of promises that turn to maybes, pressure of bravely moving in the same direction. The pressure been driving me crazy. So my therapist said that these wounds that I kept were created when I was a kid. And just like that, all my thoughts raced back to a Welsh town, 96. My mother was crying, my father was screaming and shouting, denying the sin of deceiving and cheating and lying. The weeds are uprooted, the garden is dying, but still she forgives. This cycle repeats, every night I try to sleep, hearing the screams through concrete, mothering peace, a vision of love, a lesson that fused with the cells in my blood, a lesson that taught me that love ain't enough and that love can be porcelain when times get tough. Flash forward 5 years later, sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's car with my maker. My dad looked shaken, turned to face him, the words that he spoke cut throat like razor. He said, Ren, sometimes love can be complicated, navigating a world that we co-created. And I've made mistakes, but I will love you daily. And just like that, it's just me, my mum and my sis. The stress left mum disabled for a bit. I grew up fast then, cause I gotta be a new Ren. Strong for my sister, my mum at a loose end. Confused but moving through the confusion. My born new love feels fake like what does your love look like? Does it tear your inside? Does it keep you up at night? My brother. Does it make you feel like a fist in your windpipe? Suffocate the feeling of what love's meant to feel like. Navigating you, but I'm still not quite right. One night stand, make the pain stop one night. One more heart to the blade of my cold night. What does your love look like?
You realize how hard that I work and you told me you feel for me. If I lost all my motivation tomorrow, would you still love me? It's easy to love when I'm up, when I'm down and you leaving. You can't even give me an answer cause you never seen it, and that's why it's hard to believe it. If you needed help but I'm too far away, is it over for you? Maybe I'm just not the person for you, even though I still could be the soul for you. Maybe we are meant to be together, but our history got in the way. Your trust issues, my fear issues, too many issues at play. You yell fast, I get quiet, you wanna see more passion. I've seen what real yelling can lead to, so no, I don't have it. I grew up afraid to see holes in a wall in a room that was locked from inside. I promise I'm used to it all. You don't gotta ever hold back and cry, but I gotta tell you why. I'm not right for you, but I'm just what I should be. You try to change me, I try to change you. We never change, do we? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like? What does your love look like?
You get it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Do I have to explain it to you a little more?
Look, Linda. Look.
Do I have to explain it to you a little more or
Look,
no?
all I'm gonna say.
All right, because go ahead.
No, I was waiting for you guys.
No, go ahead.
I don't like this song.
Okay.
I really like the song, but I kind of feel like my person has been attacked. Like literally, really.
Okay.
Like because there may be some people that watch this that know us personally, so don't take it as like any kind of an attack. But never really growing up in a complete, what some people call a complete home.
Right.
You can relate, and you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Like it was
Somewhat,
complete,
yeah.
but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, but it's crazy how some of the things, like for me, I can't speak on your behalf. Like I didn't even mean to say that you know, with you, but for me personally, I didn't have a complete home, and I don't hold any vengeance for it. But the crazy thing for me personally is the fact that, what does your love look like? That's a hard thing to answer, because for both myself and my wife, we only know what we've seen, and we both struggle. And with what Ren and what Token just said, talking about, you know, one communicates, the other one doesn't. And I feel like my person's been attacked because my wife and I had a pretty decent disagreement earlier, and it was more along the lines of, you know, well, what I just said. I try to communicate, and then I get aggravated when I have to keep asking you to communicate back. Like don't act like something's wrong if you don't want me to ask. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, leave your ass in your pants, not on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I mean, right? Because you're not saying nothing, but you're just grinning at it. Like, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. Like, kind of feel like I really do like the song. I've heard quite a few of Token's old songs, but I've never heard him actually be serious. And I hope that this is a good venture for him, teaming up with Ren, which I can't believe happened, to be honest. I don't know. There's so much I could say, but it would make the video too long, and I think it would be more of a venting session for me. Like, okay. For us, I'm just gonna shut up.
So what I got from it was, you know, it's for people, you know, who are in relationships, whether it's friendships or whatever, right? It's basically what love was shown to you during your younger years that you are reflecting onto others now. You know, because that's basically where you learn from. You know, it's who you grew up with or raised you from it. You know what I mean? So it varies. You know, for some people it's, you know, they're raised by grandparents, so they get to see, you know, that grandparent love. You know what I mean? Or by a single parent, and they never meet the other person, whether it's man or woman, you know, because it happens both ways. And so that's what you then project onto in your next phase with someone else. You either choose to not be like the previous, like, you know, like not be whoever left, or try to be better than them, you know, in aspects of like, oh, I'm not going to be like so and so, they left because they couldn't handle it or whatever, right? Or be like, well, if they left, I can leave too. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where it's like an internal decision basically, but it's also like in the video, like it shows, like, for example, like Token taking responsibility for the way he is and how the way that he loves. Like, listen, I know where this is headed. You may not know because you've never experienced it in your home, but I know because I've experienced it in my home. I know where this is headed. So I'm going to be the responsible, I'm going to take responsibility for my actions and my behavior, and I'm just going to leave. I'm going to break it off with you and not force this into something that isn't going to be healthy for the two of us or one of us in the long run, which is something that he may not have seen growing up, or something that was weird that you didn't notice until you started to get older. It's like, wait a minute, like, when he's like, hoping to find the letter of my mom, saying that she was gone, because he kind of peeks around the corner in the video, like peeks around the corners, like seeing, like, oh, like they say I love you, but it's in front of him. If you noticed, it's never to each other, or separated. So it's one of those. And same with Ren being raised by his mom, just him, his mom, and his sisters,
But then again, but his first portion of I guess what we could say was what love looked like for him was every night fighting, yelling,
right,
cussing, screaming, like, and then
right. But in the case of Token's version, it's more of things you should have said that you didn't say that may have changed the course of things, and it's one of those where he said, it's like, one speaks too much, the other one not enough. So what's the point of talking if you're just not gonna listen when you speak too much? It has to be like mutual, like, conversation from both ends. Yes, sometimes you have to coax that conversation from the other end that isn't speaking so much, but sometimes you don't really want to see that, because then it's more of a
I think a lot of people are afraid of being what they think is submissive.
well, no, it's not that. Sometimes, like, when you force something out of someone, it's like putting them against the corner, putting their back against the corner, putting their back against the wall. So a lot of the time, some of that communication just comes out of anger and out of impulse instead of out of actual thought. That's why I'm not like that. I don't like to like, argue or talk out of, like, anger or in that moment, because I know the type of person that I am. I'm pretty, like, I'm pretty direct and stuff, but sometimes when you're put against a wall, it's, when your back's against the wall, it just blurts out, and it's not even how you even want to say it or even how it's being received. You know what I mean? So I like the song. I do. I like the song because I mean, I was raised a little bit differently. Yeah, I mean, I had a stepdad, right? And so I got to see part of what being left behind is, which was till I was around 6. But then, my stepdad, came into picture and stuff like that, and I've kind of known how to handle things, like, I guess love wise, except for, it's a little different because I've seen arguments. Obviously, anybody, like, in a relationship, like, they've seen their parents argue. I mean, it just depends on to the extent, but I don't know. I like the song though. I do like the song. I just don't want to get into it because it's a lot. It's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just know that
that's
I'm the
why
type.
I shut up.
Yeah, like, I'm just the type that, like, I'm gonna be better than so and so who left, and I'm gonna try to make it, work as humanly possible, without it being forced, basically. Because once you start forcing things, you're just not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for an appearance. Yeah. But Token and Ren, that was pretty good, actually. I'm glad we did another Ren song.
I've been waiting for Ren, man. Yeah. I like Ren's music. Yeah, and some people may say we haven't done all or done this, done that. Like, look, we're getting to it.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments. All right. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time.
Toasters.